So we're
Yes. All right, everybody, welcome to the Saturday morning base class. We're going to do Warrior 3 sequence today. So this is a new sequence, and we've only done it one time. So some of you guys have already done it before. So this sequence is got a couple poses in it that might be out of your league, basically. So I will suggest a beginner version for you to do on that pose. Okay, so the first section that we're going to go through, it's as usual, 45 seconds on, 15 seconds recovery. We're going wide leg forward flexion. The addition is a forward fold, so you're flexing the body and you're extending it. Otherwise, hold wide leg forward flexion. Then a floor lever, which you guys have done. Prone mountain snow angels. If you don't know how to do that, just put your arms straight out to the side and you'll do prone mountain with arms out. And then incline plane, toenail side down is the last part. Okay. Now, we've done this one before. We've done sections of it. So I am going to get started here in about 30 seconds. All righty. We're going to, yeah. So we're going to get started with wide leg forward flexion. You can stay there. You can rock. All right, guys. And 3, 2, 1, and begin. So hit wide leg forward flexion. And then with your hands on your shins, slide your hands down your shins and then back out to full extension. If this is too overwhelming for you, you don't know what the hell's going on, just hold wide leg forward flexion. But you're going to do repeats of that forward flexion to extension while keeping in that forward flexed position. Yeah. So yeah, you guys are getting it. So lift the tailbone in the back of the head when you hit that extended position. It is exactly like a Hinds hyper at the top. All righty, floor levers is next. Okay, so lay on your backs. And begin. So how you do this properly is you interlace your hands and you have your legs squeezed together and then lift the arms off the ground first. Keep those arms straight overhead. Now, can you lift your shoulders off the ground as well and hold that? Keep the arms overhead. Roll those shoulders off the ground while keeping the arms overhead. And then can you lift the straight legs off the ground? If you can't do it, do it bent leg, but we want those arms straight overhead and roll the shoulders forward a bit so they come off the floor. Should have a very intense core engagement. Beautiful. Okay, roll over onto your bellies for snow angels. Easier version is prone with arms out. So everybody get into prone mountain with your arms out. Lizzie and Chris, excellent camera angle. Okay, so prone mountain with arms, you're squeezing your legs together. Toes are pointed, arms are extended. And now those of you doing snow angels, you know how to do those if you live up north. You bring your thumbs towards your shoulders one way and then reverse it and go thumbs towards your armpits the other way. So your upper arm does not move, basically. Keep your upper arm stationary, Nora, and just bend at the elbows. So you're making a circular movement with your with your forearm, not your upper arm. Try to keep those shoulders wide. Make a big circle with your hands. Nora, you want to make a circle. Okay, next, incline plane, toenail side down. So Nora, your arm will go like this next time. Okay, incline plane, everyone. And begin by lifting the legs. Now, your toes are pointed, and I want you to think of pulling your hands towards your feet and lengthening through the crown. That's step one, shoulders wide. Now lift your navel about 2 to 3 inches. Keep squeezing those legs together, closing the armpits. Now think, lift the navel and work the tailbone down. Keep your chin tucked a bit. We're making a slight hollow position. So again, you should feel a strong core contraction. Lift the navel a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Back to wide leg forward flexion, and we're going to do those final flexion and extensions. Get those feet a little bit wider now, hands on your shins. Good, now flex the spine. Slide those hands down your knees there, Todd, and then extend the spine. Lift the chest towards the wall that's in front of you. Very good, Ruthie, and just keep doing repeats of that. The hands slide up and down the shins. That's it, everyone's got it, looking good. So Nora, try not to hinge at the hips. It's a flexion of the spine and an extension of the spine. So you're bending this time from the waist. So bring your ribs, Nora, and your chin towards your knees. Or just hold wide leg forward flexion. Okay, floor lever. Lay on your backs. Let's get this position, arms and legs straight. And start by lifting those straight arms and your shoulders off the floor. And begin. So lift those straight arms off the floor and the shoulders by pulling the ribs towards your belly button. Once you got that, squeeze the legs together. Legs 3 inches off the floor. Point your toes. The challenge here is to continually work the ribs down and the belly button down while maintaining the shoulders lifted. So let's try to lift those shoulders 1 inch off the floor. Lift the legs, point the toes, pull the navel towards the floor, and just hold that contraction. And relax, roll over into prone mountain, no angel. So it's prone mountain with your arms out to the sides and your arms are making a snow angel type of movement. Let's go, prone mountain, arms out. And begin. So if you're still staring at the screen, watch what Lizzie and Chris are doing. Lizzie's holding prone mountain. Chris is trying to do this. Could you go a little slower, Chris? Jesus Christ. Never mind. Don't watch him if you're trying to watch that. He is still doing prone mountain with arms out. So snow angels, you want a circular movement with the arms. There you go. Now we're getting it. Keep those shoulders working away from the ears. Okay, incline plane, toenail side down. Of course, Chris and Lizzie, the one time I showcased you guys. Okay. Lift the knees, straight body, close the armpits, lift that belly button about 5 to 6 inches as you work the tail down. So we're squeezing the legs. Pulling with your hands towards your toes. So Todd, let's lift the belly button and the lower back a hair. Work the tailbone down. Charlie, let's lift that lower back a bit. Ben, lift the lower back a bit. Freddie, lift the lower back a lot. There you go. Tailbone down. Juan, lift the butt a little bit. Keep closing the armpits. Very good. Okay, next, I'm going to pause it just for a minute, just to demonstrate the poses here. The first pose is Warrior 3 with rotation. So she's got one leg down, she lifts the back leg, and then she's going to look up towards the top arm. So that's Warrior 3 with rotation. The reverse Nordic is next. kneeling on the floor. And she's going to have her hands behind her back. And she's doing reverse Nordics to as full range of motion as she can. And then the last pose is handstand with butt and legs against the wall. Now in this pose, you can do this down dog version, no problem if you want for stability level. You can also do toes to the wall and you just get into a handstand basically, and then you walk the feet down so you're in a down dog position again. And then the high level is kick up to a handstand. And you're going to put your tailbone and legs on the wall. And you see how she's working her chest away from the wall. Okay, so the first pose is warrior 3 with rotation. Get ready, we're starting in 10 seconds. The left leg is down, right leg is lifting. Your right shoulder is on the wall. And begin. Lift that right leg. Now put your right hand down, your other right hand, Ruthie, and look up to your left hand. There you go. So Freddie, you put your right hand down, or excuse me, you got your legs mixed up. So Freddie, it's a, yeah. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, now we're trying to lift and straighten both legs. Stephen, put your left leg down. You're lifting your right leg. Stephen, never mind. Just, woo, Stephen. Okay, and slowly stand up out of the pose. Okay, if you're confused how to do this, just do warrior 3 pose. Okay, getting ready for side 2. Your right leg is down, you're lifting your left leg. So your left shoulder's on the wall, your right foot is down, you're lifting your left leg. Your left hand is on the floor or close to it. And those of you that do not understand how to do this, you can do warrior 3. Good. Now we're trying to straighten both legs as best as we can. Your right leg is down right now. Your left shoulder should be on the wall. Okay, and slowly stand out of the pose. So just do your best, guys. Next time we come through, reverse Nordics. Everyone kneel on the floor, hands behind your back. Let's go. And begin. You're leaning back and then coming not quite to 12 o'clock, but to about 11:30. So lean back as far as you can control, keeping the butt engaged the whole time. So Stephen, lean back and then come back up. Ruthie, do not come back up past noon. So 12 o'clock, don't come past that. So you lay back and you come forward. Keep the butt and glutes engaged the whole time. And relax. Handstand. So those of you that are challenged with handstand, just do down dog. Do down dog, Stephen. Okay, the rest of you can go toes to the wall, down dog, or heels to the wall. And begin. Those of you going toes to the wall, you're attempting to get to a 90-degree angle. Those going heels to the wall, then lower your tailbone to the wall and work your chest away from the wall. Oh, Ruthie, your tailbone should be on the wall. There you go. So Freddie, you want your tailbone on the wall. Tailbone on the wall if you can. Keep working the chest away from the wall. And slowly come on down. Okay, Next pose is warrior 3 with rotation. Your left leg is down, your right shoulder's on the wall. So Todd, turn around. Your left foot is down, your right shoulder's on the wall. Lift the right leg. There you go. Right hand goes towards the floor, left hand goes towards the sky. So you're on your left foot, your right leg is lifting, your right hand is down, your right hand is down, your left arm is lifting towards the sky. So your right shoulder should be against the wall, not your left shoulder. And look up towards that left hand. Keep looking, keep those shoulders nice and wide. Keep extending and lifting. Very good. Stand out of the pose. Now we're going right foot down, left shoulder's on the wall. Your left shoulder's on the wall. Your right foot is down. Your left shoulder's on the wall. Your right foot is down. Lift your left leg. Your left hand goes down. There you go. Your left hand is down. Your left leg is lifted. Now straighten both of those legs out as best you can. You're lifting that right arm up towards the sky. Now look up towards that right hand as best that you can. Nasal only breathing. Very good. Keep extending both legs to straight. And relax. Reverse Nordics. Everyone kneeling on the floor. So hands interlaced behind your butt. Butt's engaged. Now lean back the torso and then come back, not all the way to 12 o'clock. So can you go from like 10 o'clock to 11:30 with your torso? Keep your butt engaged the whole time. High level folks, you can touch the floor with your hands. Higher level folks, still you touch your elbows to the floor. That's it, Seth. Good work, Dee. Helen, very good. Keep your chin tucked a little bit, Helen. That's it, Freddie. Nasal only breathing. You guys are doing good. Good, Fatima. And come on out of the pose. Handstand. Butt to wall. Now, if you're doing stability level, just do down dog. And begin. So handstand with tailbone to wall is the highest level, but you want to work your chest away from the wall. Intermediate level, your feet are flat to the wall and you're working it to a 90-degree with your hips. That's it, Helen. Close the armpits, everyone. Keep working the chest away, working that chest forward, and keeping the armpits closed. 10 seconds left. And slowly come on out. Okay, let's pause. Next pose is half moon with a little bit of movement in the torso. But what we really want you to focus on is keep that back leg lifted. So we're just going to demonstrate these real quick. Half moon with movement. So if you can see, her back leg doesn't move. Her torso, she's bending. This arm is reaching and coming back up. Second part to that is we're going to go to a back dome with feet or hands on a yoga block. Either one is fine. So if this movement comes easy for you, you probably can put your hands on a block. If the movement comes hard to you, you probably want to put your feet on a yoga block, like Jesse's doing here, and then you lift from it. Okay? And then the last pose is the Kung Fu pose. There's people are really liking this pose once they get acclimated to it. So the Kung Fu pose, you're going to use a counterbalance. And you can use a kettlebell on the floor. You can use a really heavy one. Jessie uses one and she holds it off the floor. And this is higher level. But more beginner level, you put it on the floor and you would just hold it in front of you, okay? And you can lift your heel up like you can see that she's doing here. When she lifts her support heel and then her other toes are up. Now that's the beginning version of this, but ideally your heels are both down and your toes lift when you have that for that straight leg. So those are the 3 sections to this pose. We're beginning in 10 seconds with half moon. So your left leg is down, your right leg's lifting, left leg down, lift the right leg, and begin. Okay, so here we're trying to get those arms spread as wide as we can. And then you create movement by bending laterally from the waist. Yeah, so can you touch the floor? Maybe not, maybe you can. Maybe you have your yoga block there, and that's what you touch. You're just doing movement while keeping that back leg lifted the whole time. Nasal only breathing. So you're gonna feel your core working quite a bit here. Reach to the floor and then reach to the ceiling. And stand out of the pose. We're going right leg down, lifting the left leg. Starting in 5. And begin. Reach for the floor and reach for the ceiling, and that left leg never moves. That's very good. So Stephen, reach for the floor and then reach for the sky. Or you can just stay there too. Lizzie, bend that knee just a hair. Yeah. We're just trying to get a lateral flexion happening in our waist or our core. Keep that back leg lifted the whole time. So the back leg should never move. And slowly stand up. Back dome, feet on yoga blocks or hands on yoga blocks. You cannot do back dome. You can do supine bridge. You can do back dome on your head. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and begin. So either feet or hands on the yoga blocks. You can also, like Juan's using his yoga wheel. This is a perfect time to throw that in the mix.
Oh wait, these are too much.
Then once you hit that, your goal is get those forearms parallel. So Lizzie and Chris, try to work those elbows in. Yeah, just keep working them in. That is your goal for right now. 10 seconds left. Todd, keep working those elbows in. And slowly come on out of the pose. Kung Fu pose is next. Put that kettlebell in front of you if you need it, or some stationary object in front of you. And begin. So if you're a beginner, you lift your toes of your support leg. Mark, get your feet way wider. Way wider, Mark. Okay, and then we sit from one side. Next. Ideally, you stay on your heel. So yeah, that's it. The more you straighten those arms out, the easier you'll allow yourself to sit down. Put that kettlebell further out in front of you, Chris. And Lizzie, just sit down deeper. If you use a light kettlebell, it will not help you very much. And come on out of the pose. Yes, that one's exposing, isn't it? Half moon, left leg down, right leg's lifting. Starting in 5, half moon. And begin. Lift that right leg as high as you can. And then you lower the torso to the floor, and then you lift the torso towards the ceiling. The entire time you're doing this, you want to keep that right leg lifted and straight. So now, Ruthie, take your right arm overhead. So put your bicep next to your ear, Ruthie. Next to your ear, Ruthie. Your bicep next to your ear.
Oh, like that?
Yeah, now it'll make it harder.
Shit.
Yep. Slowly stand up.
Hey!
What a nightmare.
Harder. Switch sides. Right leg down, left leg's lifting in 10. And begin. Lift that left leg as high as you can. And then get that T formation. And once you hit that T formation, then we're reaching and lifting. Yeah. Now, Ruth, if you want to make that even harder, interlace both hands overhead.
Oh my God.
Now do that. That's a crazy high-level core exercise.
Oh my God.
15 seconds left. See if Ruthie can do this. 10 seconds. It's super brutal what she's doing. Now stand up, Ruthie. Stand up, 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 up. Very good. I love it. Okay, back dome. Hands or feet on yoga blocks. Super hardcore there, Ruthie, huh?
Oh my God, that's so hard. Hey, Chris, are you here?
Okay, back dome.
I think Chris might have showed up right in time.
Back dome. Feet or hands on yoga blocks. Get the forearms parallel first, then roll onto the crown of your head. And then if your forearms are still parallel, try and create lift. Shoulders are wide. Straighten those arms and legs out as best you can. Work the forearms towards parallel. 10 seconds left. Very good. Kung Fu pose next. I want to see some of you start with your feet really, really wide. Both legs straight when you start. Really wide, and then you sit. And while you sit to that one foot, can you keep that heel down? Try not to lift that foot that you're sitting onto. That's why you use the counterbalance. So Mark, Seth, try to keep that heel down as best you can. Now that straight leg, Ruthie and everybody else, lift those toes up to 12 o'clock. Nora, this one's easy. You got this one easy. Lift those toes to 12 o'clock. Todd, if you can, roll those up. Roll them up to 12 o'clock. Very good work, everyone. 5 seconds left. Yep, you want to keep that upper body vertical the whole time. Okay, now I'm going to pause it again. We're going pigeon pose. And then we normally do sissy squat here, but Jesse's going to show you what's called a hack squat. Okay, you're going to show sissy squat. Okay, so we're going to do pigeon pose, which I think all of you know how to do pigeon pose. And then we're going to do sissy squat, and then we're going to do supine bridge. You can do supine bridge with your feet on the wall or feet on a couch or a chair. Okay, take it away, Jesse.
Pigeon pose, everybody should know. So for replacement of a sissy squat, we'll just do a hack squat, which is when you start in the hack squat position, you want to have an upper body tilt like this. Or even if you want, if you got a kettlebell nearby, use the kettlebell behind you. Then from here, you're just going to go ahead, bend the knees and lift the heels at the same time. Come all the way down, hamstring to calf, keeping the heels lifted. Come up and then put the heels down. So when you repeat it, that's your hack squat. Sissy squat, Johnny doesn't like people using chairs.
You can use them if you like them.
But that's the only way I know how to do it really well. So I'm gonna put my chairs up. It is a leverage thing. So you wanna stand about a foot or so away from the chairs so that your arms can stay straight. Your arms need to be somewhat in front of you. So from here, all I'm gonna do is very much like our reverse Nordic that we did. I'm gonna keep my body in the same position, but this time I'm going down to touch my knees to the floor, and I'll use my hands to help me come back up. So I touch my knees in front of me. Oof. My hands to help me come back up, okay? So that's sissy squat. You can replace that with a half squat, so whatever you want to do, there.
Okay, so pigeon pose and supine bridge with feet on chair. I think most of you guys understand those ones. If you don't have a chair to use, just do supine bridge. So the sissy squat, for those of you that might still be confused, the hack squat, Jesse demonstrated that as well. The goal is ankle flexion. If you're doing the sissy squat, the goal is keep your butt clenched the entire time and touch your knees. Okay, we're starting in 10 seconds. We're going with pigeon pose, left leg forward, right leg back. Yep. And begin, left leg forward, right leg back. And what we're trying to do is work that left foot forward until that shin is parallel to our shoulders. Now, when you're starting out, that's incredibly hard to do. So if your heel is directly underneath your right hip, so be it. So Ruthie, move your right hip, and everyone move your right hip more, roll it in towards that left heel. There you go. Now your hands are pushing into the floor and your chest is lifting, very similar to up dog. Your right hip works down and forward towards your left heel. Your chest and head is lifting towards the ceiling. Very good. Slowly come on out of it. Switch sides. Right leg forward, left leg is back. And begin by lifting the chest towards the sky and driving that left hip towards the right heel. Now, for some of you, if this pose is easy, walk that right foot forward more. Can you get your shin parallel with your shoulders? You don't want to feel pressure in your knee. You want to feel that hip and IT band getting lengthened while also working that left hip in towards the right heel. Keep lengthening through the crown of the head, nasal only breathing. And come on out of the pose. Now the fun one, sissy squat or hack squat. Either one is fine. Set your station up. Set it up really quick though. If you're doing the hack squat, hands behind your back. And begin by lowering that kettlebell. If you can, go all the way to the floor. That is how it is done. You can't quite get to the floor, no worries. So if you're doing a sissy squat, you never hinge at the hips. Your butt stays engaged the whole time. That's why you keep your arms straight and use your arms to assist it. So Frank, Freddie, keep those hips in extension the whole time. Those of you doing that hack squat, yeah, keep that slight angle to the torso. Mark Roffers, lift your heels on the hack squat. And relax. Next pose, supine bridge. Feet can be on a chair. Feet can be on the wall, beginning in 5. Supine bridge, feet on the wall or floor or chair. And begin by lifting the hips. Drive the elbows into the floor. Or Ruthie, grab the edge, the sides of the box with your hands. Yeah, arms could go straight underneath the body now. Interlace the hands, Or if you're in a position that has a chair like Ruthie does, you hold the legs, and that really helps to open the chest. So if you can, straighten those arms out underneath your butt, interlace the fingers, and as you push the arms down, you lift the hips up. Shoulders are wide. Nasally breathing. And relax. Pigeon pose, left leg forward, right leg back. Now for some of you, this pose might feel easy. Get that shin forward more, and then you could go no-handed or one-handed. Okay, now hit that pigeon pose. Now what I want you to do is either put your hands at your sides or across your chest and bow and touch your head in front of your shin. So now what we're doing is a forward fold with pigeon pose. If you cannot touch your head to the floor, no worries. If you can, the higher level of it is take your hands overhead. And then go all the way down to touching the floor and then extending up again. That really is going to make that hip and all those muscles engage in lift and extension. Nice, Seth. Good work, Daia. Slowly come out of that side. Let's switch legs. Good, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Right leg forward, left leg back with forward fold. And begin. So remember, we want to hit that position. Then we want to do the forward fold. So Chris and Lizzie, as much as you can, try and get that shin parallel. Move that right foot closer to the left hand, then do the forward fold. Ruthie, get that shin more forward so it's parallel to your shoulders. So you got to move your right foot forward about 6 inches, Ruthie. There you go. Now do the forward fold. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. That's much better, guys. Good work. 5 seconds left. Keep working. Excellent. Sissy squat or hack squat is next. Hack squat is an easier one to do for most of you guys. Put those hands behind your back. It's sort of like a Hindu squat, sort of. And you lift the heels, and then you work to touch that kettlebell to the floor. So Mark, lift the heels right away. Lift your heels, lift your heels, lift your heels, high as you can. There you go. Those of you doing the sissy squat, you want to keep your butt clenched the entire time. So Lizzie, you're mixing the two up, and so are you, Chris. Stick your butt out and lean forward. Yes, now go to the floor with the bell. So squat, Lizzie, and lift your heels up. Yes, that's the hack squat. And relax. Supine bridge, feet on wall, feet on couch, feet on floor, any of them. Supine bridge, arms are interlaced straight underneath your butt. And begin. Lift the hips, interlace the hands, or grab your chair legs if you got that available. And then lift those hips as high as you can. Shoulders are wide. Ribs are down, hips are up. Now, for those of you that can, if you can grab your ankles, this is an amazing way to open up the shoulders. If you can, it's an exceptional upgrade to this pose. Good focus, Daia, good focus. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, now we're going to quickly go through the last section, which is front lunge to standing. And then we got a little bit of a dorsiflexion. We're going to do repeats of this. Okay, so she's doing a front lunge, So if you can't see, she's got black on, but you're touching your hamstring to your calf. And then you want that full angle with the body. So first off, get hamstring to calf. If you got to use chairs to assist this, then do that. Okay. And then we're going to hit that straight leg with dorsiflexion of the foot. And then she's going back to a front lunge, coming back up to straight leg with dorsiflexion of the foot. Second, prone mountain open ups. So now here, it's prone mountain, regular prone mountain, and you got a stick, and you're pulling that stick close to your head, and then your forearms are going to lift as high off the floor as they can, and then go back towards the floor, keeping the forearms parallel to the floor the whole time, and the shoulders wide. It's exactly like a bar open up. And then the last pose is a 4-limb staff pose. This is basically the bottom of a push-up. You're floating 1 inch off the floor though. So the key is on this one, shoulders work away from the ears, lift the torso 1 inch and hold. Now, if your stability level, you're gonna do this on your knees, but the thing is we don't want the thighs, the belly, the chest, nothing touching the floor, but those all are 1 inch off the floor, okay? And that is your final 4 poses. We are beginning in 10 seconds with front lunge, just straightening that front leg out. If you want to put your hands overhead, you can. And begin left leg forward. So drop into the front lunge. Hands off the thigh though, and then come back up, straighten that leg and lift the toes. So we're trying to get a little dorsiflexion in it as well. You hit that front lunge. So front lunge, your chest touches your thigh. Basically keep that angle the entire time. So let's get that front lunge, chest to thigh. Ruthie, get off your back knee. Yep, so chest to thigh. Yeah, and all you're doing is bending that front leg and straightening it. Your chest stays close to the thigh when you hit that front lunge. And come on out of the post. So from your head to your back heel, you literally never change that angle. All you're doing is bending and straightening the front leg. Okay, side 2, right leg forward. And begin. If you want your hands in prayer position or behind your back, that's fine. Straighten that back leg out. Touch the hamstring to the calf. And then just straighten that front leg out and lift the toes. That is the movement we're doing. Yeah, if you want to put your arms out to the sides to balance, if you want to use 2 chairs next to you to help balance, that's fine. Very good. You guys are getting it. Takes a lot of strength, range of motion, and balance. Very good. Okay, prone mountain bar open ups. So you take that stick overhead, remember, prone mountain open ups. Squeeze the legs together and go. So your elbows are bent at 90 degrees. It's not a fast motion. You're doing this slow. Bend your elbows to 90 degrees so the stick almost touches the top of your head. Then you lower your elbows and wrists should almost touch the ground at the same time, and they lift at the same time. You don't lay your arms on the ground though. They just touch and lift. Keep the torso lifted as high as possible. Let's go, guys. Now work your fingertips towards the wrist. Elbows are down, wrists are up. Keep the torso lifted the whole time. Beautiful. 4-limb staff pose. So stay right where you're at. Get those hands under the shoulders. And you're going to brace the butt and belly and lift. And begin. Lift the torso 1 inch off the ground and the legs 1 inch off the ground. So it's the bottom of a push-up. So you engage the whole body and lift. Now, if you're a beginner, you'll only lift with, you keep your knees on the ground. More advanced, lift the legs, the hips, the chest off the ground 1 inch. Squeeze the armpits. Let's go, guys. Shoulders work away from the ears. Your chest should be 1 inch from the floor, like your hips. Nasal only breathing, and high level, press up. Very good. Okay, back to the start. Front lunge into standing. Now remember, keep that angle the whole time. All you're doing is bending and straightening the front leg. Okay, but it's front lunge. That's it, Lizzie, very good. So on that full lunge, I want your hamstring touching your calf. 1, that's perfect. Helen, perfect. Freddie, there you go. Seth, let's get a little bit more lunge with the torso, Seth. A little bit more forward, there you go. So think chest to your thigh on that front lunge. Chest to thigh, Ruthie. Frank, let's get a little more angle to the torso on that part. Nice, Keaton and Fatima, let's go, guys. Everybody's looking good. Very good. Stand out of the pose. Let's switch sides. Right leg forward, left leg back. Now remember, the primary thing is get the full range. So if you need to use chairs to assist it, use chairs. And begin. Chest to thigh and hamstring to calf is what we want while keeping that front heel down. All you're doing is straightening the front leg. You're not lifting the torso anymore. That torso, and yet it stays at the same angle the entire time. Yes, right there, Frank. Straighten that back leg out more. Bend that front leg and then go right back into that full front lunge position. Very good. Prone mountain open up. On your belly, squeeze the legs. I want you to lift that torso as high as you can and hold it there as you move the arms. And begin. Lift the torso as high as you can right now. Lift it up. Now the stick lifts and then goes to the ground. If you want to do what Lizzie's doing, which is a behind the neck press, that's fine if you can do it. Otherwise, we want the elbows bent to 90 degrees and then your forearms are lifting. So keep the torso lifted the whole time. Yes, the only thing moving is your arms. Keep the torso in the same spot. Just move your arms. Ruthie, stop moving your torso. Just move your arms. There you go. And relax. Four-limb staff pose. Now remember, stability level. Do this on your knees. Power, strength levels, straight body. And begin. Engage the whole body. Squeeze the legs. Squeeze the butt and the belly. Squeeze the armpits so you're squeezing those triceps close to the sides of the body. Then you either lift or drop your body till it's 1 inch off the floor. Mark Roffers, drop the chest, lift the head. Lower your chest, now lift your head. There you go. Squeeze the armpits. Bring your elbows in a little closer to your sides. Get that index knuckle down. Now really high level, slowly begin to lift up. Lower. Very good. Okay, everybody. We made it through the entire sequence. Now I want you to lay on your backs. We're gonna go through some breath work here. What do you feel like? Let's go through a bulk breathing, all right? So first set probably is gonna be hard. How do you guys feel? How do you feel right now? Good, okay, great. Okay, so the first set is gonna be sort of hard. So instead of just crushing you guys and saying go, we're gonna do some recovery breathing to start it off. Okay, so get in a relaxed position. Begin nasal breathing. And when you breathe in, pull the diaphragm up as much as possible. When you breathe out, you can breathe out through your nose and your mouth, but make it a short 80% exhalation. So let's do that for 20 seconds right now. Four, three, two, one. Now, so you exhaled 80%. You're holding your breath. Raise your hand when you can no longer hold your breath. When you have a strong desire to breathe in, or when you have a muscular contraction in your body, that's the time to breathe in. 18 seconds. Those of you, 24 seconds. When you start breathing in, start your recovery breathing. 27, then 29 seconds. 31 seconds. 33 seconds. 37 seconds, 38 seconds, 42 seconds. Good work, Lizzie. Is anybody still breathing, holding their breath? Ben, good job. Are you done now? Okay, everybody, recovery breathing, 20 more seconds. Really work to open up that rib cage. Four, three, two, one. Now, as quickly as you can, relax your eyes, your shoulders, your head. Fifteen seconds. Twenty-five seconds. Start your recovery breathing, 30 seconds, 31 seconds. 7, 40, 42, 43, 47, 48, 57, 1 minute, 101. Is anyone, Ben, 107. Everybody begin your recovery breathing. 20 seconds. Hit that recovery breathing, everyone. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Relax your shoulders. $15. 24, 26. 33. We have one more set after this, so start your recovery breathing. 35, Stephen. Start your recovery breathing, everyone. Make it intense. 43, Helen. 50. 54, 56. 101. 104, 106. 115. Good, Charlie. 116. Ben, are you still going? You're at 125. 131. Excellent, Ben. Okay, everybody, let's get 20 seconds. This is your last set. Recovery breathing. 20 seconds, intense. Let's go, guys. Hold the diaphragm up as much as possible. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10. 20. 30. 40. 44. 48. 50. 53. 54. 1 minute. 104. 106. 107. 111. 112. Good, Rich. 114. Frank. 117. Mark. We're at 125. Keaton. Very good. 130. 140. 142. Charlie. Excellent. 150. Ben. You're doing really great, Ben. Coming up on 2 minutes. 155. 2 minutes.
Open.
205. Excellent, Ben.
Oh, man.
Yeah. All righty, guys. So the Warrior 3 sequence, that was sort of new for some of you guys. So it's going to take a little time to get used to it. No problem. That same thing happened when we did the Warrior 1 and the Warrior 2 sequences. But also note for those of you that were feeling sort of lost, we sent everybody this PDF 2 weeks ago. And so you all have had access to it. So it helps us to help you if you come prepared. Okay. And then if you can look at the videos of each of these, we sent all of this stuff to you guys to help you guys so that when you come to class, you can nail it a lot better. All right. Does anybody have any questions? No? All right.
Awesome class.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Thank you.